Hello people, welcome to part 3 of the Matrix project. This is where I have a new engine and we see if it works. I got this from some JDM place. They do look very similar, but if you see, this is my original engine. The intake, it has bolts. It looks like it comes in 2 pieces. And the throttle body is pointing up like that. On this engine that I got, it all looks one piece. The throttle body is straight out. So I'm guessing I'm just gonna have to swap out the original intake for this one. Besides that, everything else looks very similar. One other thing you have to make sure is if it has air injection, which if your car has air injection, it'll have some sort of valve right here, a tube going to the front behind the bumper, and another tube going right here to the exhaust. If there's a tube coming out of your exhaust right here, that means you have air injection, which then you do have to do some other crazy stuff. But these both don't have air injection, so I should be okay. We'll see how it goes. So I did already separate the transmission. It was super dirty. Use some degreaser and the pressure washer. Now it looks 10 times better. Not too bad. Just gonna give it another rinse down. I did buy a new clutch with the throwout bearing. Never replaced these, but it doesn't look too bad. We'll see. I'll rinse it down one more time and then put this with the new engine. Now the transmission's nice and clean. Took out the throwout bearing. It just pops straight out. That's the new one. Installed it. Use some of this grease for the fork right here on the inside, and right here where it touches the bearing, and on the inside of the bearing. Not sure if that's the correct grease, but I saw someone on YouTube using it, so I mean, better than nothing. Also took out the old clutch. It was very rusty, so I took this little sanding pad to it. Doesn't look too bad anymore. So there's the new clutch right here. There's the alignment tool. New clutch. Just stick it on. Has the six bolts, torque to 14 foot-pounds. It doesn't say anything in the instructions about Loctite, using Loctite, so you're good. I'm sure you're good not using Loctite, but I am gonna put a dab of blue Loctite in it just to feel more secure. So let's go do that and I'll be back. Okay, never mind. So this clutch alignment tool is weird. I put it together, but it can move so much. It's not aligning at all. So I don't know. I can't really find much on the internet about this. So I'll have to let you know. See how it works out. Okay, so this thing is trash. Throw this away. What I ended up using is a 15mm socket. It fits in very snug. There you go. Push it in all the way. And I tightened it down. 14 foot-pounds star pattern. It looks pretty centered. So I'm gonna try that. Transmission is in. That socket worked pretty nicely. So now all we have to do is torque down the bell housing bolts. So these two top 17mm get torqued down to 47 foot-pounds. These two side 14mm, these are about medium length get torqued down to 35 foot-pounds, and then the shorter bottom 14 millimeters, one on this side and one on the other side, get torqued down to 17 foot-pounds. Okay, now I have removed the intake manifold from both the engines. There are a few other differences that I've noticed also. One of them being the knock sensor. On that one, that is a 2-pin knock sensor on the original engine. This one has a single pin, so I'm gonna have to swap that out. Should be nice and easy right there. Also, this engine has a oil cooler, 2 lines going to, one to this tube and one to a block. My original engine did not. It had a cap. It capped off to the block, and this port is it doesn't have one for this line. So I'm not too sure what to do. I might just leave it, but as you could see, it did get damaged from when they were moving this engine around. I did try to look up to see how much it would be to replace this, but they're like $400, so I'm not gonna do that. I might just run it and hopefully it doesn't leak. Also, there's a bunch of sensors that are broken that I'm gonna have to swap over, and also this line right here, I don't know where this went to, but that engine did not have it. So I bought this little thing to cap it off. Hopefully I got the right size, but just cap it off and it should be okay. Besides that, everything else looks alright. Oh, and this too, this line on that one, it is capped off, so I'm just gonna either get another one of these or just move that one to this one. I am gonna replace the thermostat housing because yeah, it's all messed up. So I got the one from my old engine, just gonna clean it up a little bit. I'm also going to replace the water pump from my old engine because that one is almost new, or it was almost new before it sat for a few years. And so far that's it's been the only differences that I could tell. Once I get all that swapped out, it should be pretty good to go. Okay, to install the new oil pressure sensor, you have to add adhesive, so I'm gonna use some blue Loctite and torque it to 9 foot-pounds. Alright peeps, well there you go, everything's pretty much done and ready to go. I wrapped the whole harness in this felt tape type of thing, make it look a lot nicer, and also the body harness. And the intake bolted right up. Everything else, all the sensors replaced. I did end up getting a little end cap for that piece right there. Oh, you can't see it, you can barely see it down there. That was a 10mm end cap, in case you're wondering. And also I got a end cap for here, this one right here. That was 8mm end cap. Torque the intake 25 foot-pounds. And yeah, the knock sensor, everything Everything's in. Water pump. This is the first time ever doing something like this, so we're gonna see if it works. Stay tuned. Thanks for watching, and subscribe.